Hello everybody and welcome back to Munch Media. On this week's episode, surprisingly, we have two new guys, two totally new revamped gentlemen here. We have in the red corner, Ralph Thompson.
I'm wearing a shirt this time.
And in the blue corner, Joe's mother.
Hello.
What? I'm sorry.
No, we made a joke before the podcast that your mum was placing you on this podcast.
So yeah, you're being replaced indefinitely.
I'm being replaced.
Yeah, we've talked to your mother and she has far more interesting opinions on Japanese anime.
Japanese anime.
Therefore, she takes your spot as anime editor.
Japanese anime?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you got un-Japanese anime. I don't think that exists.
Of course you do. I'm sure like Americans, like...
No, anime is literally the term for
animes.
Japanese cartoon.
Fuck.
Oh. Yeah, maybe, okay.
Yeah.
You have us there, anime editor.
Yeah, I got you.
Damn it.
That's right.
Yeah, of course. That makes so much sense, actually.
Reclaimed my position on the board. Top dog.
I'm not
Anyway.
sure if my mum could upstage me on anything.
Yeah, she looks better than you.
Oh. Yeah, I won't deny that.
Anyway,
Yeah, certainly got
off
my
the
looks
topic
from
of
my dad.
mothers, because it's not interesting.
Wait, what's not interesting?
The topic of mothers. This episode, like, we're just gonna be chatting random crap, because we don't have a focus this week, because we suck, and didn't prepare, because we've been really busy planning other stuff for the channel.
In fairness, we are on holiday as well.
Exactly, so surely we should
It's
have...
the perfect subject for being on a holiday.
Yeah,
Just random stuff.
holiday stuff. Okay, what have you guys been up to this holiday, then? How have you been making the most of your holidays?
No. Oh wait, I completely
No.
my screenplay thingy.
A screenplay thingy.
Right. So my
Nice
dad
one.
bought me this fucking course like ages ago, and I never got around to doing it. So, basically, you do like individual lessons, and there was like 25 of them. So I pretty much went through 20 of them that I hadn't done, and just skipped all the stuff and did the quizzes, and like guessed until they were correct. And they sent me a certificate, so yay. And
So
that's pretty
you're a
much it.
certified screen player.
No, it's like a very I don't know, introductory thing.
Yeah. I know,
I say that,
it's-
but it teaches you all the basics, which is nice.
See, that's where you've gone wrong, Aaron. When you're applying for somewhere, you say, I'm a certified screen player, because I have a certificate in screen
I know how
playing."
to write the screenplays. I know how to make the monies. Yes.
Yeah,
Call me Homer.
Homer.
What
This
is
is
it?
a screen player person that I don't know. A writer.
Fucking...
You haven't heard of Homer Jameson, the famous screenwriter? And
No, that's not my joke.
That wasn't
Fuck.
a joke.
I thought you'd literally just made like a random guy's name up.
No, Homer.
Who's Homer?
What, from The Simpsons? Because that has no
No,
correlation.
No,
Okay.
not fucking... Oh my god, like, the Odyssey,
Explain yourself.
the Iliad, Fall of Troy, Hercules. He's a
no.
really old Greek guy who's credited with being, like, the origin of, like, literature and plays, and oh my god, okay.
Oh,
No, you've totally lost us, Ralph. Totally lost us. I'm sure you lost a lot of people with that.
are you sure he doesn't drive a pink car?
Yes, because he didn't have a car, he had a fucking horse, because he was an old Greek guy.
Damn it.
Why would I know an old Greek guy that's not a
Because he invented
mythological god?
plays. Well, he didn't really, he was just very famous. The Iliad, you've heard of Hercules.
Ralph,
Hercule, who?
The
most
city of
people-
Troy.
Yeah, I've heard of Hercules.
The
But I've
Golden
not
Fleece.
just the name
Yeah.
Homer. I don't know how you expected us to be like, oh yeah,
Because
that one
he's
guy
like one of
that,
the
that
most,
invented plays but didn't really.
He's like the most famous person who's ever written a book.
I don't know about
Oh.
that. I
Apart
really
from
don't know about that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Yes, who wrote the Bible?
Wrote the Bible.
Because that
I can probably
definitely
guarantee that
happens.
J.K. Rowling's more famous than this dude, at least in this day and age.
Probably, yeah. Unfortunately,
Blood.
not saying that she should be.
Yeah.
Bloody millennials. Don't know who Homer is, but they know who J.K.
I don't count
Rowling
myself
is.
as a millennial.
Well, we're not, apparently. We figured that out last week, didn't we? Or
No,
maybe
no,
not
no.
last week.
We are millennials. I'm pretty sure that we figured out that we are millennials.
But I thought millennials was like 1980s.
It's 1980s until like 2006, I think.
That's
Oh.
mental.
You told me it wasn't that. Oh, well.
No,
Or
it
did
is.
we find out? I don't even remember. It was a while ago. Yeah, okay, so we are millennials. Okay.
Mhm.
Fuck.
I've
That makes
used
sense.
the Snapchats, the dabs,
The
fidget
Snapchats.
spinners. I eat avocado.
I've used
Hey
the
guys,
dabs.
have you heard of the Jake Pauls?
Pollers.
Uh,
Yeah, we're
yeah.
gonna avoid that. That's not a good one.
Yeah.
He's,
Can I
that's
say
that's
I'm-
spooky.
I'm
Yeah.
proud that I knew who Homer was, and it took me a second to remember who that guy was.
Anyway, so what have you guys been doing during your holidays apart from that? So Aaron's been doing screenplay writing. What have you been doing, Ralph, with your time?
An old friend of mine came through to the city, so we just got drunk for a few days and watched a lot of Marvel films.
Marvel films. Which one stood out, and which one was the worst that you watched?
Well, by Marvel films, I mean two.
Oh, okay.
So Thor Ragnarok, which is incredible,
Yes.
and Spider-Man Homecoming, which is also incredible.
I've not seen Spider-Man or Thor. Those, well, Spider-Man Homecoming
Spider-Man was good.
or Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, I love them both. Aaron, you'll know the bit I'm talking about. Like, I forgot just how fucking... Don't spoil it, because Joe obviously hasn't seen it. But
Yeah.
Maybe Jane's the villain.
Oh.
Mary Jane's always been a villain. But no, you're going to know what I'm talking about. It's the bit when Spider-Man opens a door and, like, the whole tone of the film changes and it just becomes, like, a super tense thriller. It then leads to a scene in a car. There's a bit where they pull up to traffic lights and it all goes red and it's really tense.
It's not going too well with the whole reference game here. I don't think he's getting
It
it.
happens at exactly 1 hour and 38 minutes and 38 seconds into the film.
Oh yeah. No.
Okay,
I like the bit where I think I remember the bit with the car with the guy and the other guy, and then stuff happened.
Really?
was the stuff
Man, that sounds pretty good.
happening? Was the stuff happening? People talking.
Yes.
Yes, that's the
was
exact
the
bit I'm talking
converse.
about. Yes, the bit where people talk in that film is amazing.
Oh man, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can only
To
imagine
everybody-
how
yeah.
interesting that talking is
No,
between the
it's
guy
so good.
and the guy.
It's so good.
I
Yeah.
thought they took very noble risks when they killed off Peter Parker.
Yeah.
That was the best bit of the entire film.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it when he turned around and he went, "I am your father. Also, I'm a ghost."
And then Tron showed up, and then on his bike and ran Spider-Man over.
Yeah, and then that bike turned into Megatron, and then Megatron just sort of stomped on him for a bit.
And then Homer came back from the dead and wrote Hercules 2.0 and said, "Remember me now,
Hercules
fuckers."
2.0.
Yeah.
That's actually what's written on his gravestone at the base of Mount Olympus.
Remember me now, fuckers.
I
Yeah.
might pivot on my tombstone, actually. That seems pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good way to go out.
Hercules 2.0.
Imagine someone just walking through the graveyard and just seeing that on your grave. That's
like-
memorable. That is memorable stuff.
And then it guarantees that people will look up who I was. I'm like, oh, it's just some fucking kid who did podcasts. Like, that's not that impressive at all.
Yeah. At least he had an impressive message on his tombstone, though.
Remember me now, fuckers.
Yeah. Well, I've not been up to much during my holidays. I've just sort of been chilling, playing games every now and then. Just the usual.
Sounds nice. The good
Siege.
life.
Elder Scrolls Online.
What am I talking about? I've been doing the exact same thing.
Really? Exact same. Well, you were doing
I've-
the screen playing, at least.
Oh, that only took a day. And
only took a
in
day.
fairness,
Oh,
like I
okay.
said, I skipped over all the stuff and went straight to the quizzes because it was going to expire.
Oh,
I
okay.
got it last year, and you only have it for a year.
Yeah, a
once you
year.
activate it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fuck. If I don't do this, then I'm screwed. So.
You're not getting your certificate. Yeah.
Yeah, but
No,
the
you're
bulk
right.
of the stuff is just the bulk of the stuff I've been doing is playing video games. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's quite common for us.
You don't say.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I've been playing a lot of Nintendo games, which is nice to go back to the roots.
The roots, yeah.
The roots, yeah.
Anyway, I have some stuff planned. I've been doing some planning during the holidays. That's what I've been doing for Munch Media specifically.
What?
We won't go into too much detail, but we've got some stuff planned, which is pretty
Plans?
exciting. Plans, yeah. pretty crazy, right? As you've probably seen Ralph's new series, Ralph Tries to Be a Streamer. If not, go watch it. It's good fun. It's just us playing games and chatting, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And we've got a big series coming out that we've got planned, game related. Hopefully, you guys will love it. It's
I'm
like
very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's probably going to be our most planned piece of content to date.
Yeah.
So
if you like games and the economy, boy, are you in for a treat.
Yeah.
And capitalism.
Capitalism.
Lots of capitalism.
And idealistic me.
Idealistic me. There you go. So yeah, lots of stuff planned. And I've also started planning for a music video shoot that I'm going to be doing in the near future at an abandoned slaughterhouse, which is interesting.
That sounds really... I don't think you mentioned previously it was a slaughterhouse.
Did I
just
not?
The fact it was an abandoned warehouse.
No,
that sounds all
yeah, I probably just mispronounced it or something. Yeah, definitely like a pretty spooky location. Not going there at night. That's probably not the best idea. But yeah, it's going to be really fun, and it's going to be really cool stuff. I really like the person working with on it, and sort of the type of music, and it's what I want to do as a career. So,
who's the name of the
things.
artist?
The name of the artist is Chris McCormick. I'm not sure. A good friend of mine that I've been working with for a little while now, and we're really just starting to kick things off in terms of like the video work and stuff.
Nice.
And he's doing loads of music stuff. He's really talented, and you should go check him out. I'll leave a link to some of his music in the description down below. But yeah, hopefully that's going to go all smoothly and stuff. Just plan it out, make sure we get what we need, because doing multiple trips to the same location, not the best. And obviously the weather changes, your clothes change, crazily enough. So reshoots are not the best. So we're going to try and get it done all in one day.
Yeah, awesome. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
See how it's in like an abandoned slaughterhouse?
I do, yeah.
How much is this going to resemble one of my favorite openings to a movie ever, Blade?
I don't know, because I've not seen it. But is it an abandoned slaughterhouse in Blade?
It's a working slaughterhouse.
Working one.
Slash mid-90s techno vampire
Probably not
nightclub.
very much then, because this one is far from working.
Done.
Very, very demolished. That's kind of the vibe we're going for. Chaos
Demolish.
and destruction sort of thing.
Are you going to smash something? It sounds like you're going to
Maybe.
smash something.
I don't know.
Oh.
That would be fun.
A living animal.
Yeah.
Sorry, we don't want Peter to get involved.
No.
No, I hate Peter.
No one likes Peter.
Yeah, Peter's a dick.
Random guy called Peter. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, Peter.
Oh, I thought we were
If
talking about
anyone's
Peter Parker
listening called Peter, fuck you.
here. Oh,
Yeah, seriously,
poor
fuck
Peter.
you. You and your pans, your Neverlands, your spider webs.
God.
God damn it.
I really hope none of us have a friend called Peter.
No, I don't think.
No,
I don't think we do.
I would leave this podcast right now if any of us had a friend called Peter.
You would leave. Yeah.
Just don't trust them.
Don't trust them. Yeah. I mean,
Them or Cornelius's.
Wait.
Cornelius.
What?
Nice. That was good, Ralph. That
The
was a
scary
good one.
thing is that like my friends and I used to joke about this YouTube channel that this guy did when he was like 10 called Cornelius.
Really?
They were the cringiest videos on earth.
Yeah. I mean, I think most people have those, especially around my age or whatever, because the whole Yogscast thing. I think everyone has their fair share of Minecraft video attempts.
Yeah.
Because of the whole craze. Because man, Minecraft was like
Oh,
that
of
game,
course.
and
I
like seeing
remember,
the
yeah.
Yogscast and stuff. Everyone wanted a piece
I
of the pie.
remember 7 of my friends, so 7 people including myself, in a room trying to record, like this is
In
back
one room.
2010,
Oh man.
2011, trying to record Minecraft. Now I was in like S1 at this
Yeah.
point. So and it was like, Jesus Christ. It was a good day, but we never got anything done.
Yeah.
We were playing Minecraft, and then there was like someone in the corner sitting playing what was it? Slender.
Slender. Oh my
Jesus
god.
Christ.
Yeah.
You remember 2012? You remember Slender, the 8 pages?
Yeah.
Like, everyone and their mother playing that game
Everyone and their dad. Yeah.
and being like, "What? Oh, nice one." Nice
Yeah.
one.
You missed out on that, but that's okay. I backed you up. Yeah,
But,
Slender was quite
yeah.
the game. It was quite
You know
the
they
explosion.
made a movie.
They made a
They had
movie. Oh
come out.
god.
Yeah, like Sony.
There's a reason I've not
Um,
heard of that. I'm guessing.
No, it was recent. It was surprisingly recent.
Okay.
And,
yeah, but I
some
mean,
of the
like, must have been pretty bad. I mean, maybe not. I've not heard anything about it though.
Well, the parents there was an incident where two girls stabbed one of their friends and left her in a forest somewhere in America.
Is this
Um,
is this for real or is this the movie?
No, fake. No, real. Sorry, real. No. Basically, they tried to kill their friend and leave her as an offering to the Slenderman, right? And the
This
families.
is the world.
Yeah,
Sounds about
this
right.
was years ago though.
Yeah.
But the families, thank God she lived. She actually managed to crawl out of the forest. But
Yeah.
the families involved weren't very happy, of course, even though
No.
the film came out years later.
Yeah. That's bad.
Yeah.
See,
That stuff.
that's a more what you just said, Aaron, is a more interesting film than the actual Slender film.
Yeah. Definitely.
The fact, like, not based on the Slenderman, but these two girls, like,
Mm.
Yeah, that's way more interesting. You've got a story of teens who are being like manipulated by fake media. You've got survivalist kind of stuff. You've got triumph of the human spirit, and then you've got a family fighting corporate America. It's got everything.
Everything you could ever
Oscars.
want.
Exactly.
Not
Including
controversial
Tom
in the
Cruise.
slightest. Oh, starring Tom Cruise.
Exactly.
That's
Did
how
it-
you make a real Oscar-winning film.
Exactly. Did I mention Tom Cruise is playing the teenage girl?
You didn't, but I mean,
Oh,
who else
is-
would he
don't-
play?
We've got him signed. Well, obviously Slenderman. He'd play a very short Slenderman.
Very short, slender
if
man.
you look very closely at half the scenes with Slenderman in them, you can see he's standing upon a wooden crate.
Yeah, and like everyone around him is in like a little ditch.
Yeah.
that somebody's
No.
dug for them.
He's in a trench coat. However,
It's
if you were
all
to
low
open
angle.
that trench coat, it was just a bunch of Tom Cruises
Tom Cruise is on
Yeah.
top of
on
one
each
another.
other's shoulders.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all
the
filmed in low angle as well. Low angle shots. Just to
Yeah,
make him look
him
extra
really
big.
powerful.
Yeah.
It also kind of makes it look like a porno then. 'Cause,
Oh,
obviously, if you're that
Oh,
close to like Tom
ooh,
Cruise and you're looking up at him,
No. Okay, yeah. The one thing I do not want Tom Cruise to star in is a porno. That
I'm
is
sure he
not-
probably had. Well, no, maybe not a public
No,
one.
well, there is that really weird scene from Top Gun where he like licks a woman's neck. That's the
Oh,
closest
yeah.
I've seen.
what the fuck?
Oh wait, and
That's
he
the
is
Tom
in
Cruise we all know and love.
and he is in Eyes Wide Shut, which is
Mm.
basically
Yeah.
which is basically a film. I haven't seen it, but from what I can tell, it's just about a bunch of orgies.
It's very slow, and it's surprisingly not, even though that's like a massive part of it. But
Oh, okay.
I'm sure they managed to avoid it.
yeah,
quite a
he
bit.
wasn't actually in a thingy of himself.
God damn it.
Yeah,
That's unfortunate.
sorry guys, no Tom Cruise orgy scenes.
Ah.
Sorry.
Just not good
Um,
enough. That's why it didn't win the
What's
Oscar.
Point.
Yeah.
Go watch it though if you've not seen Eyes Wide Shut. You'll
Is it good?
you'll like it. Although it's very slow film.
Speaking of films, actually, that I didn't hear much about, Tomb Raider, the new Tomb Raider film. I've not heard anything about that.
Oh
Which
yeah,
it was
also
very
leads me to
mediocre.
believe that it was mediocre.
A lot of people really didn't like it, not just
Yeah.
because the protagonist was flat chested, even though that's disgusting.
That was obviously the meme.
I think it was.
It's just
yeah.
assholes who like the fucking original PlayStation.
well, no,
doing
they
the
were
same
obviously
shit.
memeing. There's like memes going about how like saying they weren't pointy enough,
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
like obviously just a classic meme. No one, I doubt. Well, okay, maybe like a couple of people were actually serious.
I think there were
about the
people
whole,
serious about her chest being
chest.
small, even though they were like a clear minority. I mean,
Yeah.
do you think that
there's
most
n-
people would be like, "Oh, she's not got triple D breasts"?
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever?
obviously a meme. Like, obviously, some people would have been serious, but that's such a minority, like you said. The film probably just was really mediocre.
I think
from
it
from the
was,
trailers I saw. Looked not the best, to be honest.
Yeah, I was reading like something that popped up on my phone from like I can't remember. I think it was The Guardian, maybe. I don't know, but it was saying that like the film was very like mediocre and it seemed like drawn out or something like that. I can't remember what the fault of it was.
Yeah.
But it just seemed a bit plain, which was a shame. And the sad thing is, they're thinking of ditching what's her name who played
Alicia Valkyrie.
Yeah, they're thinking of ditching her already to replace her with someone new.
Just stop making fucking shit video game films.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they never learn. You can't stop them, Ralph.
It's not the star's fault. Like, Alicia Valkyrie is like one of the best actresses around at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not her fault. It's whoever decided I'm going to take a video game with zero story and make it a film.
I think it's ridiculous how they're already wanting to ditch her.
Not true. The new Tomb Raider games have a lot of story.
There's
maybe
lot
not
of
the
story.
old ones.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But like a lot of that story is just, you know, Indiana Jones, basically.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's crazy how they're so like bad though. Every video game movie. I mean, like some people might be like, oh, well, I enjoyed like the Resident Evil movies, but I can't remember, but they're not above like 20-something% on Rotten Tomatoes.
The Dungeons and Dragons movie, that's where it's at.
Critics.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah.
It's a Dungeons and Dragons movie?
A very old one
shit,
with bad child actors, yeah.
Oh,
it
bad
exists.
child actors.
And
Oh, my favourite.
practical
Oh, wait, that
effects.
sounds...
Terrible.
No one
No,
heard
it's
that.
The Game
absolute-
Masters.
I heard you, Aaron, I heard you.
Fuck.
I didn't, but
Good.
I was too busy thinking about the Game Master from it. He's like a tiny wee, like, gremlin-looking human. It's so weird. It's such a weird thing. I didn't watch much of it, but from what I saw, that was enough, you know?
I have a weird bit of hope for the Metal Gear Solid film.
Speaking of games with
I
a
mean,
lack
like,
of story,
Okay, yeah.
the new Metal Gear game had literally had no story. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wait, the Metal Gear... You're not talking about Survive?
No. Well, I mean that one definitely had no story. But the other
£10
one as well.
for a save slot. Sorry.
Imagine a movie. It's like, to progress, the main character had to pay £10 to get this.
Oh,
sick
do
new
you want
gun.
ending C, the real ending?
Yeah.
Well, you got to pay 50 quid.
I just bought a loot box that contained all the
No, hang on.
food and energy drinks
That's
we
what
need.
fucking that's what DC have been doing. with
Really?
their
For the films.
Well, like the whole pay to see the real ending. Yeah, well, like think about like Batman versus Superman and like Suicide Squad. Is they released them in cinemas, they got critically panned, and then they released on Blu-ray like the like quote ultimate cut that had
Yeah.
all the
Oh,
extra
yeah.
scenes in it that made sense of the plot.
Sleazy Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, hey guys, so you didn't like it when it was in cinemas. However, we've recut the whole fucking thing, added this in, added a bit more of the Joker. So yeah, give us 30 quid for the ultimate Blu-ray edition with over 50 hours of like unseen footage. Yeah, pre-order on Amazon.
Yeah, who do you think you are, DC? Fucking Ridley Scott. Blech.
Wow.
Maybe Ridley Scott and his Blade Runner fascination is to blame for the state of video games and DLC adding in things.
Nah. Greed and capitalism is.
Exactly, but where did it start? Blade Runner, Ridley Scott.
I saw that recently. It was really good.
It was fine. You know, actually, it is good.
It was fine.
It's not something I'd watch for enjoyment again. Like, I wouldn't sit
yeah.
down and be like, okay, I've got some Coke, I've got some popcorn. What's a good film I can just sit back and enjoy? How about Blade Runner? It's very pretty. It's like very like emotional at points, but it's like one of those films out. Like if I want to sit back and like just absorb all the
Enjoy,
action and on the screen and not have to think, I don't know, something like John Wick or a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
Or
definitely.
something like
No,
that.
like it's an amazing film to watch for like the history of cinema and all the technical aspects of it and all the artistic stuff it did. But I kind of hate it because the book's one of my absolute favorite books, and it's just a shit adaptation, just throughout. Oh yeah, like every aspect of that film is wildly different.
Do you think? But then shouldn't you view it as something different if it's
I kind of
done well as a movie?
I kind of do, but then like on its own merits, it's a pretty good film, but the reason I'm kind of angry about it is I think a true adaptation of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep would be amazing, but nobody can do that now, because if they do, then people are going to say, oh, you're just remaking Blade Runner.
Ah, yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, it's blocked an amazing film from happening.
I hate stuff like that. It's almost like EA in Star Wars. It's like we all want a really good, fair, non-bullshit Star Wars game, but yeah,
fucking
have all the
EA.
rights,
They refuse
so-
to give DICE money to actually upkeep with the servers and to actually make the game.
It was like that Star Wars Battlefront 3 that was supposed to be coming out. It was getting worked on, and then it got cancelled.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like there was a group of people that took the project and like continued it, and like were making it their own thing. But then LucasArts were like, no, you're not allowed to do that, because obviously it's like pretty dodgy territory and stuff. But like they'd completely taken the game and they were like finishing it themselves. But they ended up getting told they weren't allowed to, and had to completely like redo all the licensing. So I think they're still making it, but it's not with Star Wars anymore. So like no one will care, unfortunately.
This is
Well,
the
if
hero,
it's a
the
Star
hero
Wars
of
game,
our
yeah.
story, Luke Hamill.
Luke Hamill.
And
Yeah.
Harrison Solo.
Yeah. That'll get him.
Fisher Carey, don't forget.
With his handy sidekick, Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's how they're getting
Although
past it.
my favorite character, D2, I really hope he's in
D2,
it.
yeah. D2 R4. That's
We're
he's a
flying the
good one.
Millennium Eagle.
Yeah.
But that's not a moon.
The Millennial Eagle, more like.
It's a
am I right?
moon.
Millennium Eagle.
The
Yeah.
Millennial Eagle just like always turns up play. It doesn't
It's
shoot
a
lasers.
fidget. It's a giant floating fidget spinner.
It's constantly making whining noises. It's like,
The
oh,
bar in Tatooine is like this really nice gentrified like cafe. Go insane.
man,
What was
yeah.
it? Going back to games though, I'm kind of scared about the whole live service thing that's cropped up recently.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not that recent. I think people have just started talking about it recently. I mean,
think
live
more and
service
more
games have
companies
been,
are
they've been doing that for a while now, or at least they've been planning it for a while.
because you've got Microsoft obviously doing
Yeah.
it. You've got EA with Origin, Ubisoft.
So you mean like Origin Access and stuff?
It's kind of like where
okay,
you,
no,
you pay
I'm-
like
I'm
monthly
totally
to
on
play a
board
bunch
with
of
that.
games.
I don't
think-
understand what the downside is to that.
Apparently, companies are making much more money out of them.
Well,
than they
it's
would
more
just
like
regular
Bastards.
it's like almost guaranteed money. It's like that with any subscription based service. Your investors see that and they're like, oh, like that's guaranteed money. Like with they last way longer than a game's lifespan, because like a game, you buy it and you own it. I'd much rather have live service than like have to buy a game than buy a bunch of extra content for that game, if that makes sense.
I kind of see what you mean, because with the short timers with EA Access on Xbox, it was pretty nice being able to play like Battlefront with all its like DLC and stuff, until I realised, oh wait, the game's boring and shallow.
I mean, I think Access is actually a really good deal right now. The thing that worries me is if they change the price. The price right now is really, really good in my opinion. It's $3.99 in pound sterling currently, which is, and you get like what? I mean, don't get me wrong, like there's only a select amount of games that are actually probably enjoyable
Of interest,
but like still, you're paying £4 for access to a bunch of games, also like a bunch of DLC in most cases. I mean, even just like you can get Battlefield 4 premium edition for £4. I think that's pretty crazy. And then on top of that, you get Titanfall 2, all the Mass Effect games, including Andromeda.
Yeah, it would only amount to like £48 a year, and that's like just under the price of like a brand new release, which is
exactly
seemingly good.
And you can buy like a year's worth, and it's only £20, I think, or something ridiculous.
Yeah, I got it on a deal, and I spent it was £20.
Yeah,
so I
for a
got
year.
Origin Access for a year. Yeah, it was on like a sale, but yeah, like I got all of Mass Effect and like all of Command and Conquer, and I will admit I haven't played them yet. But I've got them.
But I don't think that's the service's fault. I think a lot of people will like say, "Oh, that's the service's fault," but really that's their fault.
Oh yeah, no, that's completely my fault.
I think it's a really good deal.
Like I played through like Titanfall 2. I'm gonna play through Fury, and I'm gonna check out like the sequel to like Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
And like just like little things that I wouldn't have felt as comfortable paying like full price for.
Yeah, exactly. I think
like it's handy on that front. The thing that I think makes them seem a bit worthless at times is specifically with like let's just keep dunking on EA.
Okay.
But, like with the EA one, they don't have a good enough turnaround. So like compare this to say a Netflix as like a comparable thing. They add stuff every week. EA adds stuff maybe like every 6 months.
Well, yeah, but like with Netflix, you watch a show and you're done with it. I guess you could say the same about a game, but with the way a lot of EA's games are structured, they've got a lifespan, and updates come out for those games. So you're technically getting new content every so often in the way of a patch for a game or an update for a game.
If it's like a multiplayer game, like a Battlefield or something, then I would say like that kind of new add-on is worthwhile. But like if I'm playing like a single player RPG, like those
I understand. The majority of them are multiplayer games though, and or the single player games, like a game's lifespan, the amount you can play it compared to like a film, for example. Like it gives you get way more time out of that.
Of course, yeah. Like if it's a multiplayer or even a single player game, like you're more inclined to, play another match or go through it again rather than watching the same episode of film over and over.
Yeah.
Like you can watch a film 6 times and not be bored with it, but you can play like a game 60 times and not be bored with it.
Yeah.
So it's definitely.
I feel like that about Netflix as well. That I've had plenty of months where I've not watched anything on Netflix. And
Same.
like as someone who isn't huge on films and likes TV but like has to be in the mood, I don't get like that much worth out of it. But because it's so cheap, like it doesn't affect me enough for me to be like, oh, I should stop paying. And I think that's why this is so successful for businesses and why investors are like, oh yeah, we want a piece of that pie. Like that's big money. And I think it's also good for even finance management if you look at it that way. Like, for example, I don't know, instead of like having to randomly buy things throughout the month that you can't really predict most of the time. Well, I guess you can, but it's more like everything comes out at the start. So it's almost like rent. Like it's just out and then you have access for like Spotify's a great example because like all your music's in that one place and if a new song comes out, you have instant access to it rather than having to like think about your funds like halfway through the month. You just take that money out at the start and then that money's gone towards your music sort of thing.
I mean, it's certainly true that it helps the consumer figure out how much they're going to spend each month. Like I know for a fact that like if I didn't have access to like all of the films that I would watch through streaming services, that I would definitely be spending a lot more money just on like individual Blu-rays here and there. But the downside to all of this is, of course, that with these streaming services and, these games for service costing what they do, you see less and less money going to the people who actually like make the music. It's like Spotify has come under flack so many times from multiple like record labels and trade unions.
No, I get that completely.
Industry.
And like it sucks for the smaller people, but like that's why like you don't need to use Spotify
larger
for
people
that.
As well.
I think
like
well, yeah, almost, but like those larger people don't need more money. Like that's the thing. It's like
no
fighting for money that like they don't really need like that much. Like they're already rich as fuck in a way. Like
they'll still probably do it. Well, not everyone, but
Yeah, no, totally. They want every bit of money they can get. The agency that like owns them.
It's definitely true, but like I might just be thinking about this differently because I recently watched a documentary that dealt with some of this and things like when streaming services started to really pop up, they're like multiple record labels, but just like were months away from going under and have like had to do loads of weird deals and like it's one of the reasons why you see musicians popping up so often in like places where you normally wouldn't, like commercials, and why so many of them are also trying to become actors and all this kind of stuff because it's not necessarily like they're struggling. It's more just like if they'd previously been able to just make music, that means that like their current art form or profession can float them. It's like the rich person's.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's like the rich person's equivalent of, oh shit, I need a second job.
Yeah, like why generalize when you can just specialize and make perhaps even more money? You know?
But isn't that the part of being like a star almost? Like, I don't know. And if you're that good at making music and you're that popular, like you wouldn't need to do those things anyway, unless you're just that hungry for money, or your company is misusing your money. That's the other thing. Like, there's no way
if you
that
genuinely
a star
want
that
to,
big
but,
can
like,
go under due to streaming services. That's just ridiculous. Like, people do still
maybe
buy
if they're
music.
really like
It's not only just like not even necessarily just the stars. It's like so like the documentary I was looking at was more about the record labels.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm
'Cause,
saying. Like, if the record
'cause
labels are going under with people that big, then they're misusing their money. It's just like there's no other way.
It's more just like if a streaming service suddenly gets really popular, then it's not just like they're losing money from like one artist, they're losing them from like 20 or 30. So suddenly like all their profits start to dip.
Yeah,
And,
dip, but they
like,
don't they don't
that
lose
covers-
their profits. They still profit. There's no way they don't profit.
The-
People
So,
do
like,
still buy music. Like, it's not like obviously it's nowhere near as much as it used to be, but they definitely still buy music. Like, there's still a market for that. And then even if they don't make that much from streaming services, they still make money from streaming services to at least an extent. And then there are even like music channels and stuff. People have to pay for licensing. Licensing itself is like so much
it's
money.
incredible. Yeah,
The
like,
amount of money they make
film's
off licensing
budget
alone. Like,
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that these companies are going under that have successful musicians. Okay, fair enough, like the smaller musicians and stuff, but they know that. Like, they know that music's like a really hard thing to get into, and you either make it or you don't. It's just as simple as that. There's no guaranteed career in music, and people know that when they go into it. And that's why the people that come out the other side are the ones that work the hardest. Like, I don't know, I feel like that's just general knowledge.
Well, that and like genuine talent as well.
Yeah,
you know?
true. But I feel like it's not just talent that gets you there now. I feel like you
No,
have to have
no.
the whole package. I think that's just part of it. And I think, I don't know, maybe
No.
people just aren't used to it.
Yeah, given like anyone can download software off the internet and make their own song.
Yeah,
maybe
and, like,
singing it, you know.
Also, like, there's so many people in this world that can sing. Like, it used to be,
Yeah.
I guess, when, like, the X Factor and stuff, it was like, oh, you gotta be the one. But, like, there are so many people with the ability to sing in this world.
I've heard
that,
people
like-
in pubs like singing it, like, Jesus Christ, they have like a brilliant
Yeah,
voice,
they're really
probably
good.
better than some like professionals out there, and I
Yeah.
even enjoy their music more, you know. But
And I'm
I
not
don't
saying I'm
know.
a Britney Spears fan, but, like, obviously she was a big target for, like, oh, she's not actually that good at singing. It's like, yeah, but she had, like, all the other stuff that, you know, made money at the time. And it's just, like, you don't have to be the best at something to be successful in it. As long as you just, like, find your sort of unique way of doing it or whatever, and it's popular, like, that's how you make money.
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like the streaming. I think they're sulking it a bit with the whole streaming services killing them. I think they're just
So
upset that
so
their
like
pockets
the
have
thing
more of
about
a hole in them.
it's like Spotify, for example.
Yeah.
So like to go back to it, it's like the way artists get money from Spotify isn't through people listening to their music on it.
Yeah.
It's through the adverts.
Yeah, the adverts,
They
of
get
course,
placed in
because
it.
that's how Spotify make their money. Unless, obviously,
Yeah.
like subscription.
So that's the thing. It's like the moment if you pay the subscription, don't you remove adverts?
Yeah, but then obviously, like, they still get royalties and stuff.
No, it's just from the advert money.
Okay.
that's a bit crazy.
Yeah. It's like how they get access to pretty much all the music. And like if that's like an alternative to an artist's income, then or like a
So
sideline to
wait,
it.
so you're telling me that Spotify don't pay anything to get artists on Spotify?
No, that can't be right.
No. Like they'll
Because
do
it'll
deals.
be like a
It's-
Netflix thing, no? Like, Netflix pay for things to go onto their site, like when they bought Annihilation, for example.
It's so like that would be like a one-off payment. It's more just that the record labels and the artists get like a continuous income from the advertising money.
Yeah.
Like there might
And
be
do they get
sort
a
of-
one-off payment to get their music, like an album, for example? Does Spotify pay for an album to go onto Spotify?
I'm not sure. I think that all depends on like how many other streaming services it's on, because there's like exclusivity deals that people do with them. And in those instances, there'll be big money exchange. But I'm not sure what it's like for just ordinary deals and things like that.
Well, I'm sure there must be some sort of payment. There's no way that, because like otherwise people just wouldn't put it on Spotify, and it wouldn't have grown into what it is today. I doubt that Kendrick Lamar doesn't get any money for an album going on Spotify. I just don't think that happens.
No. Well, like they will still get money from the advertising stuff, but not from the subscription.
So Spotify
listeners,
they literally only get money from adverts. There's no other. I'm not saying income over time. They just don't pay for the album. They just put it up and then they get money from adverts. I don't think that's the only money that goes through.
I imagine they will pay for the rights if it's like an exclusivity thing, or if the artist is like, absolutely massive or something, and they want to make sure it's on there. But for the most part, I think it is just from the advertising.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But like, there will be a payment for the album, I'm sure, and the licensing, like you said. And we already said like how much is in that. I'm not defending Spotify, like saying they pay people a lot, because I'm sure they don't, because they want to make as much profit as possible as well.
I think artists wouldn't really have a choice just because of how big Spotify is.
I mean, yes and no. Small artists, definitely not. Like, they definitely can't afford to put their stuff on Spotify and get return out of it.
Yeah.
But I think like that's normal. Like, I think SoundCloud is a good place for small artists, and it's like known for small artists starting there. And then I know plenty of artists that have started on SoundCloud and, grown into something bigger. My main example being a guy called Eden, who even, like, I guess you could say started on YouTube back in the day. So he's been on like 2 streaming sites that you don't make any money from. Well, I guess you make money from YouTube technically. And then has made it, he's made it big now. And like, he's got all his music on Spotify. And yeah, he might not be making like an insane amount of money from it, but the popularity and traction he gets from Spotify then transfers into fans, which then transfers into ticket sales to his concerts, which he does like world tours.
Yeah.
And that's where the money is. Like, it's not just
so
from
like,
Spotify and streaming.
Yes. Yeah, so like the difference between like Spotify and say like a YouTube or a SoundCloud is that the artist who puts his stuff up on SoundCloud tends to have like way more control over it. Like direct control. And like Bandcamp as well. So like, for example, on Bandcamp, you can set the limit of how many free plays somebody gets to have of your music before they have to pay for it.
See, but that, like, as a consumer, to me, like, that would just put me off. That would literally put me off listening to someone's music. Like, I wouldn't even want to buy it after that. Like, even if I really liked it, like, it would just put me off, because I'm like...
Even if it was like, I've listened to this album like 3-4 times.
Yeah, even that, because then I'd just try and illegally get it. I think most people would, which is like harsh to say, but it's just, that's how music is now, and like that's what it's become. I think a lot of people, what I wanted to say to that was, like SoundCloud, how they have the whole preview thing, that pissed so many people off. Like when they introduced that, where like you get to listen to like the first third of the song, and that's it.
No, that fucking sucks. That absolutely sucks.
That's what it reminds me of. Don't get me wrong, it's nowhere near as bad. Like, you can listen to the song like 3 or 4 times, and then you have to buy it. But I think that would still put people off enough that they just end up ripping it.
It's shown that people, they're not always going to try and get something for free through piracy. It's just how easy you can get it.
Yeah, music's definitely the easiest to get, to be honest. YouTube have only just recently started cracking down properly on like conversion sites.
Wait, Jesus, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, conversion sites have been around
for
so long. Yeah, no, but they genuinely are doing like a good job now. But it's too little, too late. Like, a lot of the major conversion sites are just gone now. There's barely any left. It's really hard to find like a proper decent one and all that stuff, which is good. That is a good thing. But like, I mean, it's never going to be solvable. Like, I could just go on Audacity and record a whole song, and it's in perfect quality on my computer. Yeah. Like, it's as simple as that. But like the thing with pirating music is like, that's never going to go away. And I think Spotify and stuff, like streaming services, almost saved that in a way. Like, music had got to that point when the internet came about that everyone was just pirating music. Like, if you think back to like when LimeWire was a thing, or
like LimeWebster, Napster,
Napster, yeah. Like, the streaming services almost took pressure off of that. I think if there weren't any streaming services, everyone would just be pirating music.
That was a bit before streaming. Like, the stuff that saved music industry then was like the iPod and Apple.
Well, yeah, true. But like I was, well, I know a lot of people, and I did this when I was younger. Like, I still pirated music because when I was young, I didn't have like a lot of income at all. Had like none, basically, and I don't have money to buy music. And wanting, like, I can't imagine a world where I couldn't listen to music purely because I didn't have money. Like, as a kid, I think that's crazy. Like, I know that's how people used to have it, 'cause, you had to buy a CD or whatever. But I think music's become such an integral piece of life throughout all media that some people literally just need their music. Like, I always listen to music every day, like, especially when commuting and stuff. And if someone told me that I wouldn't be able to access, more than half of this music, and I'd have to buy it all, and it would be harder to have on the go, that would just like, I'd just tell them no. And like, I'd literally do anything to have that happen otherwise. Like, I don't know. So I think streaming services, yeah, maybe like some of these big companies have lost out on some money, but it's not like, if it's killing them, then they're doing something else wrong. Like, it's not just that. If they put all the blame on that, then I mean, maybe that's proof it's enough in itself that they're not doing enough to make money.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
That's just my view on it. I mean, I'm not a musician though, so like you said, being a consumer is hard to judge.
Stop
it all
pirating my
properly.
bloody albums, you bastards.
Yeah, I mean, since I had Spotify, I've never pirated a song, and that's been a long time. Like, I've been with Spotify.
I still just listen to songs generally, or stuff that I like, through YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube's great, but again, like, on the go, like, you can't download the songs. So like, if you don't have internet access or you don't want to use all your data streaming songs, then
I do have Apple Music though, and it's really annoying because I think it automatically renewed itself. EA did this deal where they give you like 6 months free Apple Music,
okay.
and then suddenly I'm like, wait, why the fuck has a tenner come off?
Yeah.
Like,
you've been done in. Yeah,
it sucks, but I mean, I think I'm just gonna get rid of it.
I think
the third time.
I think I tried Apple Music once, and it didn't have a lot of music that I wanted, so I was just like, yeah, I'm never getting this again. I think Spotify does a really good job of having such a huge library. Like, it has like, that's why it's so successful at the moment. I think it just has everything, really, apart from small artists, like we said, that are more like, indie, I guess,
starting up and
So I think like
not in the limelight.
it's just the simplicity of it, and like how easy it is to have it with you on the go. Like that's what does it for me. Just being able to download that music with like a click of a button, and then it just always being there. Like, I don't know. And
Totally
nothing
get what
else
you mean.
offers that on the same scale at the moment.
Nice.
yeah, that's fair enough.
But yeah,
That's up.
man, that's a big one. That's crazy. Like, the music world has changed so much. We never really think about it because it's just so normal to us at the moment. But it used to be a lot different, obviously. And I think it will continue to change a lot in the future.
It's crazy just how things have changed in the last few years concerning that, because not only music, but like, film and stuff. I mean, look at like Blockbuster, like being eviscerated by Netflix, and like Love Film at the time, which became
Jesus
Amazon
Christ,
Prime.
Yeah.
And then
I found a voucher for Love Film in my DVD pile the other day. It was like,
wow,
how fucking old is this?
Yeah.
pretty old.
It was the one that was like through the post, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh
through the post.
man, that was
Do you
horrendous.
guys remember the post?
The post?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just changing so much, everything.
Before I downloaded everything straight into my brain.
I think in our lifetimes, discs and there's someone outside with a fucking chainsaw. But
It just sounds like a baby crying to me.
that's some free live
I would
music
hope
for you
not.
right
I
there.
would really hope not.
That's some free live
because
music. to your
Because
ears.
as soon as you said it sounds like a baby, I'd imagine the chainsaw being used on the baby.
No, Jesus Christ.
All right. Oh God.
Yeah,
My
that's not going to
sister.
stop anytime soon, I
No.
don't think, so.
Yeah, Jesus, but Christ, that's a horrible noise.
Yeah.
Fuck me, bro.
I mean, it's not a very good place to end it, so we should have one last chat about something, maybe a bit more lighthearted.
oh yeah. Rather than children dying in
Oh, jeez.
chainsaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on. What a horrible noise.
Oh fuck me! I'm gonna wait. Give me a minute. I'm gonna see if I can do something
yeah,
about this.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, go and see if we can stop this noise in our studio.
Yeah. In our totally legit professional studio.
Legit professional studio.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Ralph. Right next to me. I can totally see you
Hello,
right now.
Joe. Right next to me. That's a lovely top you're wearing.
Thank you.
It's blue,
Yeah.
Is that better?
It's blue.
like
And
the
it says
color of your
sports on it.
eyes.
I'm really sorry, guys. I turned up to the studio today in my pajamas, but you know.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't want to say anything, but it's kind of disgusting. Honestly, you should really dress.
I'm
for the
really
occasion.
sorry. I just didn't really know what I was doing. I had my coffee, and then the next thing, I was at the studio. I forgot to shave. I forgot to have a shower. I forgot to.
Yeah, you smell
third thing.
fucking bad.
Yeah, you do
dude.
smell
Yeah,
pretty bad.
my bad. Fuck. I'm sorry, guys.
This whole
horrendous.
podcast,
Here's
I've
some-
actually
here's some
had
Febreze.
my
Here's some
nose covered like this the whole time.
Oh God. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Nah, it's okay.
Next week, next week, I
Next
shall
week
come
you'll do
fully
better.
clothed
Yeah.
to the Munch pod.
The Munch pod.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, it's
Actually,
dragging
hang on a minute. No,
Yeah, we're
it's
hanging
not
on.
dragging on.
It's not dragging on. Not enough.
Because Aaron just said something that reminded me of a thing.
Oh yeah.
If I want to talk about it, he mentioned Munch Pod,
Yeah.
but that's silly because our name's Munch Media.
Yeah.
I was referring to a building that we could have in the future. It's
Yeah.
called the Munch pod.
The Munch Pod.
It's just like a dome, and we'll sit in like
Yeah.
you know, a room.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You
I was
alright?
progressively yang until Ralph said
Yeah,
what he was going to say.
crescendo.
Sorry. Sorry. Before I do that, did you manage to get rid of the chainsaw noise, Aaron?
Yeah, yeah. Can you guys hear it?
Yeah, it's good. No, the studio sounds much better now.
yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, wait,
Oh.
is that? I thought that was your like.
The music's
phone
playing
or
through the
something.
walls again. Oh wait, never mind. That's just Ralph. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
No, that's not me.
Really? Oh, maybe it's the walls then.
definitely not Ralph.
Is this a spoiler?
No conceivable way it would be Ralph.
Is this a? I think this is a spoiler.
I mean, it is.
No, that was annoying. I don't know what that was. So anyway, no, it's just mentioning the Munch Pod reminded me of my favorite media-related story
Oh yeah.
that I've heard recently, and it so Munch Pod, not our name. Munch Media, our real name.
Yeah.
What does that tell us? Always keep your branding on track. So there's a blog called The Weekly Wanker,
Weekly wanker.
which is a piss take of
Pun intended.
sort of, which is a piss take of wait, how does that work? How does pissing and wank? It doesn't matter. So, it's a piss take of a communist newspaper, I guess.
Okay.
All credit goes to my brother for telling me about this, by the way.
Okay.
But so the Weekly Wanker discovered quite recently that it's become like a weird fashion
Fashion.
Oh,
in
it's what?
Vietnam
Okay.
Vietnam. All right.
because a t-shirt manufacturer thought that the words Weekly Wanker and its the font made a really good t-shirt.
Okay.
So
Is there a
there's
logo of a huge cock?
No.
I thought it was spelled with penises.
I thought like the whole branding thing. Keep your branding on track. I thought that was
What?
integrated. You know.
No,
Weekly
so
wanker. Or is it just a picture of Tom Cruise? Yeah,
Brilliant.
I'd buy that. The Weekly Wanker. It's just a
Picture of Tom
Cruise.
Cruise painted with
Profile
C.
shot.
Oh, that's horrible. So No, but this random t-shirt manufacturer
Yeah.
decided that the words "weekly wanker" looked really good on a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So this t-shirt manufacturer in Vietnam has been making these shirts, and they've become like a fashion craze amongst like teenage Vietnamese girls and like Instagram stars.
Nice, dude.
So there's just thousands and thousands of photographs that have emerged of all these Vietnamese girls just wearing shirts that just say "The Weekly Wanker."
So what you're telling me is we're going to be seeing a fashion craze all over the world where in a red rectangular box, the text will say "The Weekly Wanker." Is that what you're telling me?
More red, but without the box.
Without the box.
Probably better than Gucci.
Did you not get what I was referencing there? Supreme. Okay,
I didn't know
that's
we
okay.
have. Yeah.
Yeah, I was making a Supreme joke, but that's
We should
okay.
have Supreme stuff, except it just says Munch.
Munch.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know what Supreme is.
It's like the brand that like has blown up. It literally just says the word Supreme in white text or white font in a red rectangular box. You'd know it if
And
you
they
see it.
laughed all the way to the bank.
Yeah. They
That seems
it actually
like
started as a
dull
meme.
brand.
It started as a meme because they were like something about like, well, not a meme, but the company were like, would someone buy a product that just had like text in a red box or something like that? I can't remember.
That's boring. All
Something like
fashion
that.
should have fun pictures and
Yeah, profile shot of Tom Cruise.
Profile
Bring
shots of
back
Tom
stuff
Cruise.
from
Yeah.
the 50s.
See,
I want everyone to wear shirts and suits.
Speaking of fashion crazes, fanny packs. Why are they back? No one asked for those.
Fanny packs.
Have you not seen the fanny pack fashion craze? It's like pretty
just kidding.
big.
I'm wearing one under my dressing gown.
People actually are wearing them, like non-ironically. It's
I
interesting.
think I've never really worn one extensively.
I've
Yes,
never
I've
worn
never really
one.
had
Full
one.
stop. I've never found them to be cool
Appealing.
either. So it's
Yeah,
quite
like-
strange to me.
What would you like? I mean, they're not like bad. I guess I don't really mind them, but
I just don't see
Why
why
are they like a
someone they
fashion
don't. I don't see
craze?
how they complement an outfit. That's what I don't understand.
I think it's more to do with the utility.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah, they're pure utility, but people are like using them as like a fashion statement.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Like-
a fucking 90s thing.
It's a 90s thing.
Yeah, it's a shitty
Well, it's back.
90s skater thing.
It's
I hate
back.
the 90s. I hated living then.
Really? I was
Well, it
I
was
was
a
born
very
in
experimental
1999.
time.
I hate them too. Haha.
It was a very experimental time, I think.
No,
So-
it was just it was just a boring time when everybody wore fucking denim and had shit hairspray and listened to shit music and wore fanny packs.
People will probably be saying that about our time now then.
I was just gonna say that.
Except
You
with the
think-
digital part involved. Anyway, on that note, I think we're going to wrap up because we've been going on for a while. And
One more thing
Yep,
about fanny packs.
for it.
Do you think since they're focused on utility, if someone's having sex, they have nothing on except a fanny pack? You pull out a condom, look here, baby.
no.
I've also got some lube in here. I've also got some loose coins.
Why
a
did
hairpin.
this come out?
Wait, what? Yeah, hang on. What?
Yeah.
No,
No,
Okay.
I'm saying that since they've become like such a
no.
big
let's
thing,
let's
people
stop
wear
this.
them during sex.
Actually, Aaron, let's continue this conversation off air.
Off
I
air.
would like to talk. I would like to talk to you about this.
Yes.
Anyway, we're going to wrap up there, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this week's Munch Media installment of random crap.
It was certainly something.
It was, yeah.
From music to fanny packs to screenplays to what else was there?
Just a bunch of shit.
Weekly
in one.
Wanker t-shirts.
Weekly Wanker t-shirts, yeah. Thank you for joining us, everyone. And we'll see you next week with another Munch Media. I've been Joe.
Aaron. Fucking upstage us, don't you?
Yeah,
I mean,
That was
that wasn't even a good song.
upstage. Yeah.
But this, however,
And that's been Ralph. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Goodbye.
Toodaloo.